Evening, everybody. This is Hunter here from The Real Pineapple, and it sucks that I have to do another one of these. So, in case I'm sure as you all know by now, there was another senseless, stupid shooting that took place in El Paso, Texas, over the weekend, Saturday. Saturday was when it happened, and then there was another shooting in Dayton, Ohio, as well. Multiple injured, multiple dead, and I just, I don't even know what to say at this point. To be honest, guys, I'm kind of paraphrasing what I said last week, but we're not a news network. We don't we try to be as entertaining and sometimes terrible as we can, but we're not doing our job if we don't at least acknowledge stuff like this as it happens. Kind of pick our spots in that way. And to all the men, the women, the kids, hell, that were affected by this, to all the families that are affected by this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we're at a point where we can't even feel safe going to get groceries without worried about being shot at. I'm sorry that we can't send our kids to school without being worried about them being shot at in their school. I'm sorry that one reason I don't go see movies that often during the night is because I still think about what happened in Colorado. With Dark Knight. This shouldn't keep happening, plain and simple. And there's just a point where we have to say that thoughts and prayers, while those are great, thoughts and prayer without action means nothing, plain and simple. And I know it's going to piss some people off. That's fine. But we've been trying prayer for a while, and we have more shootings that have happened in the U.S. than days currently this year. So yeah, prayer is great, but some shit needs to change. And I'm sorry, universal background check is the very, very least we should be doing at this point. So I'm sorry. Like I'm so fucking sorry for everyone that's affected by this, to the people who are there, to the people who know those people. I just, it's so frustrating to watch this, and just to see how we're tearing each other apart, and how it's almost done, like set to a stopwatch now. We'll be outraged for a couple days, people will say they'll pray and that God bless the country, and we'll move on until this happens inevitably over again. And there's just a point where something needs to change, and that we need to take responsibility and go, what the hell can we do to go ahead and try to just make this not happen anymore. So I'm from everyone here at The Real Pineapple, I'm sending our thoughts and prayers, and just hoping, praying that something actually changes, and that we can have a discussion on gun control. Not taking all the guns away before you freak out. Because I know that's what a lot of people think. They hear gun control, they go, they're taking our guns. No, we just want to make it not so easy to get, guns that are in Call of Duty. It shouldn't be that fucking easy to get something that powerful. But anyways, thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope our insanity can help bring a little bit of peace in these troubling times. So, thank you so much for listening. Here's our review of Hobbs and Shaw. We had a good review. We had fun with it. We hope you have as much fun listening to it as we did making it. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1.
You ready?
Listening to The Real Pineapple Podcast Network. to good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is The Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. And, oh my god, we've got all the boys on one podcast. Hell yeah. we've got Scott. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Good. So good. We got, like all three boys, hard boys in the house at one time. I'm so excited.
There's nothing that gets me harder than you two boys. And I'm here, Colin. Colin, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. The boys are back.
Yeah, boys are back in town. But, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't checked out our Once Upon a Time in Hollywood review, that is up right now. Go check that out. And in the next month, so our reviews are going to get a little more snarkier than usual because we are starting our fantasy football league here soon, and so if I lose to Colin or Scott, I will be a total dick on whatever we're reviewing. So
you mean when you do?
See, here we go. Season hasn't even started yet, but yeah. So we're gonna be out of town. We'll be out of town for that Labor Day weekend. So we'll have a review up that Friday morning. I'll review something that Thursday night. But what we are here to review today is, what are we reviewing, Colin?
Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw.
A little bit off on the chanting for once, but it's okay.
So perfect.
But if you heard a giant boo, that's my roommate hearing when we say Hobbs and Shaw. But we're reviewing Hobbs and Shaw, which I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was excited is a perfect word just because Colin came with me. Like, and we went and saw the movie. But me and Colin
nailed
got
it.
to go see. Thank you.
That took me a second.
Yeah, I know. Those are the best ones. But Colin was telling me, he's like, hey, let's go see Hobbs and Shaw. I'm like, oh, dude, down. So we saw this Thursday night, like at 7:30, opening night, with his wives, one of her,
my wife,
one of her brothers, Chris. Shout out to Chris. And I will tell you right now, we had beers, we had bros, we had Papa McCorn, and we had a theater that clearly either walked into the wrong theater or didn't know what this was gonna fucking be, because a lot of our theater was quiet. Like, a lot of theaters kind of like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
Like, it was actually kind of weird, but to be honest, it made me love Chris and Colin even more because we were laughing our asses off. We were not hiding it. We were not trying to be quiet. We were like, oh, fuck yeah, this is Hobbs and fucking Shaw. And we were just going to laugh and high-five and bro out. And I will say right now, for the experience alone, it's a fan-fucking-tastic. Just off the experience part, not the actual movie grade, before everyone freaks out. But, yeah, I went in this wanting something dumb and cheesy, and I got dumb and cheesy, and I was entertained. Colin, kind of your thoughts going into this?
Yeah, I mean, I had a night. I mean, this
is the name Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, not only is it Hobbs and Shaw, but it's Fast and Furious presents : Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, it's like Alfred Hitchcock presents cars.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, all the Fast and Furious movies are over the top, ridiculous. Like, the last one involved a giant submarine like breaching out of ice while they were driving fast cars around it,
correct,
shooting missiles and whatnot. So, I mean,
as you do.
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea. Like, the spin-off could only be that much dumber. So yeah, I was pretty pumped for like some turn my brain off, like watch some dumb, crazy colors on the screen.
Yeah, and man, the colors get crazy here. Scott, you were definitely the old man Nearman on this one here. Just like,
no. Let's be clear. The only reason you think I'm old man Nearman is because I wasn't chanting Hobbs and Shaw. That's the only qualifier.
That is accurate, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same expectations as you guys. We all kind of knew what we were getting into, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't even Fast and the Furious. This was a spin-off of Fast and the Furious. And, yeah. Which you guys will have to fill me in. Maybe I don't believe I saw the last one, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I don't. Is this a continuation of that storyline at all, or is it just like a couple bros getting after it?
It's so honestly, man, guys, I don't care what you say. I love Bro 007 because that's exactly what this is. It's seriously Bro 007. This is James Bond for people who used to wear like Volcom. like that's what this is. And if you go into it knowing that, you'll go, oh yeah, that was probably fine or whatever. But goddamn, dude, there is so much dumb shit in here that happens. I probably lost weight just from how hard I was laughing. Colin will tell you, we were both just cackling. He was like, what the fuck are we watching? But in the best way, though. Like, the best way.
Yeah, it was like both. I would agree. I went with Kelly, and we were laughing our ass off. She's some girlfriend. We were cackling through most of it too.
Oh, you have to be.
And it's like there's, and then you would have the people in the theater. I think we had a little more enthusiastic crowd compared to you guys, but the people behind us were just busting up it. So there was like the crazy, over the top, just absurd things that would make you laugh, and then there would be the jokes that they would try to tell that were supposed to make you laugh. Like for like actual laugh, the people behind us were like laughing, and then we would be laughing at that. It was just, I mean, as going off laughs alone. I mean, exactly fan-fucking-tastic, but there was a movie too.
Yeah, so basically they took the plot from Mission Impossible 3 and added cars to it. That's essentially what they did, because Vanessa Kirby plays Hattie Shaw. She works for MI6, who happens to be Deckard Shaw, who Jason, I Love to Fight Giant Sharks Statham plays. And basically there's a virus that can kill everyone. It was supposed to be designed to go ahead and I guess pass out or distribute like cures, like vaccines.
You know, they didn't really do a great job of describing because no, really though. I mean, like at first they like try to explain it a little bit, but all you really hear most of the time of like the bad part of this is the weakest will die, right? Isn't that just what we hear constantly? Unless you picked up on something different.
No, that's basically it. Basically, it was supposed to be something that was good, but it was turned for evil. That's basically all you need to know. And the man who's trying to go ahead and get this disease, this virus, is Brixton, played by Idris fucking Elba. Who I'm just gonna say right now was my favorite part about this fucking movie. Was Mr. Elba, and he is playing Black Superman. That's exactly who he's playing. He makes the comment himself, I'm Black Superman. And I'm just gonna say, this is when I was laughing, because I could see Scott. I can imagine Scott in the theater going, like, all right, movie. And you guys will have to excuse me, because I'm just gonna laugh through so much of this. So Brixton is, and I'm reading from the Rotten Tomatoes synopsis here. But when cyber genetically enhanced anarchists, which, holy shit, whoever wrote this couldn't have not been laughing as they wrote that. Like,
and he's being controlled by just some like computer voice guy, which I don't think they ever show, do they?
No, he's being controlled by Zordon from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Face,
like I felt like they're trying to give us hints or something, like it was an Avengers movie of like, oh, it's this bad guy. We all know about this guy, and then but it's a spin-off of Fast and the Furious. You're like, I don't know who this person is. That is just like in Charlie from Charlie's Angels. You have no idea who this person is, and they're like, could you think of who it might be? Oh, you know the guy, like the very first Fast and the Furious, when homie goes to sit down to eat a sandwich, and he gets all up in his face. He's like, yeah, you're an asshole or whatever, and fights him. Maybe it's that guy. Maybe it's a callback from like the very first movie. Is what I hope it is. It would make it even more ridiculous.
Yeah. So honestly, my whole thing is, as someone who's just, I'll say it's proudly, just bought all the Fast and Furious movies in 4K and has been going through and rewatching them. First off, goddamn, that first Fast and Furious movie is so fucking funny. It's so bad, but so wonderful, just so brotasttic. But there's nothing in the canon, and I use the word canon very loosely here, but there's nothing in the canon to suggest who it would be. The rumor is in the sequel that apparently has already been greenlit. Hooray! It might be Keanu Reeves. That's the rumor. So, like, if I get to see Keanu Reeves fuck up Dwayne Johnson's day, I'm totally okay with that.
That would be epic.
Yeah, that would be fucking epic. I will just also say too, I did like John Wick 3 more than I liked Hobbs and Shaw, by the way. But basically, the Hattie is framed for killing all the MI6 agents that Brixton did. She's on the run. So then, who do we need to go and save the world? Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw. So, am I selling you on that synopsis there? But
No, you're doing a great job.
Thanks, man. So,
I don't remember why they were like, we need both of you from, like, we need you from LA and you from London. You have to work together because
I didn't even think
I
about
don't know why.
They don't explain that at all.
I'm like, wait, why do they both need to be there?
Because they have two different agents who recruit them. So, but then the agents know each other because they talk about it. So it's like, well, why couldn't you just send one person instead of both of them? Which, goddamn, that's a really good point. I did not even consider that. But they send them both because fuck you. That's why. And
Because there's no Hobbs without Shaw. That's why.
yeah,
You gotta have the brains and the suave with the muscle. You know.
Yeah, you
what
can't
am I gonna
just chant Shaw. You have to
Yeah.
chant Hobbs and
Right.
Shaw.
Exactly.
You'd be crazy.
Yeah, exactly. What? I'm just gonna have peanut butter, no jelly. Come on, like, I need.
You know, I think I will protest a little bit on the title of this movie because I feel like it should be Hobbs's and Shaw's is, I think, a more accurate title for this because it's Shaw. So it's the Jason Statham and his sister. So Shaw's, and then there are a few many Hobbs as well. So it's the Hobbses and the Shaws. I think would probably be a word.
The only thing missing here was Calvin, admittedly, because saw Calvin Hobbs versus Hunter. Thanks, bro. But
I was trying to describe this movie to a friend, and like they weren't getting it at all. And they're just like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I used to read the comics back in the day." And I'm like, "Do you think I'm talking about a live-action Calvin and Hobbes movie where they drive cars and fight people with guns? What are you imagining right now?"
man,
That would be an amazing Calvin and Hobbes, though.
At that point, I was just like, "Okay, we can talk about something else." You clearly don't know what I'm talking about.
Wait, are you serious about that?
Yeah, it was actually our friend, buddy Kyle Pointer from Seattle, but
Oh my fucking god, that's amazing.
yeah, he's like, "Oh yeah, I like the old comics," and I was like, "What? The tiger and the kid?"
Well, let's be honest, dude. These are practically science fiction movies at this point. So what
It's
do
a
we judge?
superhero
Like,
movie.
what are we judging this off of? Like, because we can. Colin and I will go see Pacific Rim like 10 out of 10 times and love it every time, and then Hunter will see it and hate it. I feel like it falls under that kind of category of so ridiculous that it might be good. I'm just figuring out where you guys are gonna fall if you had a good enough time in it to where you'd be like, okay, that was so bad it was good, or you couldn't get past it.
Colin will tell you I was cheering during this. Like, there were so many points where I was like, "Get him, Hobbs! Get him, Shaw! Yeah!"
I had a genuinely good time. At the
Yeah,
theater.
that's good.
It did get slow near the end when, like, before they finally got to their big battle where it changed from, like, night to daylight all of a sudden out of nowhere. But
I told Kelly that, and she's like, "It was dusk,
yeah,
or it was dawn." I was like, "No,
pretty sure it was like pitch black."
Yeah, no, it was clearly nighttime when the fight starts, and then they talk about how the island will provide, and apparently the island provides fast forward because it goes from dusk to dawn, as it were, and then it's the afternoon because, again, fuck you, that's why. I whispered that over to Colin, like, wait, how did it go from night to morning?
Yeah, we were all so confused.
But oh my god, I'm sorry, pardon me. But that almost made me love it more. I'm just like, the writers clearly just came in and went, we're gonna make one of those TNT movies for guys who like movies.
You like boobs and guns? Yeah.
They're like, we're running out of time to shoot in Hawaii. We had a schedule, so fuck it. We're just gonna film this rest part during the day because we don't have another night left.
It almost feels like maybe like Jerry from Parks and Rec was filming it and left the cap on. They're like, oh well, it's night now. Well, fuck. Okay, like we'll just use this to go ahead and shoot. But so I gave you the plot, right? That really is the plot. As far as just kind of breaking this down, Dwayne Johnson, man, he's the highest paid movie star in the world right now. Which who the fuck would have thought that 10 years ago? I mean. Say what you will about his filmography, which, going down it, I will not lie, does not look great.
It doesn't look great, but that dude's bank account is fat right now.
Yeah, I mean, so I personally enjoy Rampage. I'm a fan.
Now, would you say? Let me throw something out here for you guys.
Please.
Would you say that Dwayne Johnson is the Adam Sandler of action movies?
Oh no, because I can remember the last time I liked The Rock and something. I can't remember the last Adam Sandler movie.
But I feel like he still gets paid a lot of money. People still like him a lot. I'm not saying that he is. I like The Rock a lot better, obviously. But I'm saying as far as action movies go, he's in so many, and he's got like the same role. It's kind of like fills that. It's like he's got this niche that he fits for every single role. I didn't know if you were like, well, are you guys getting tired of The Rock yet? Or is more?
I didn't like Rampage, like, at all. I thought that movie was like, super boring. Yeah, and then
I didn't like it.
Skyscraper, I still haven't watched. It just seems so stupid.
So Scott, we reviewed that one, I remember.
Did we?
We did. We were not fans of it.
I think you might have seen that. I don't know if I saw. Oh, I think I did see that.
You did see it, yeah, because we both gave it like C minuses, and we were not fans of it.
I love San Andreas though. That one's great.
San Andreas is great.
Like G.I. Joe's not great. No, like I loved Baywatch. Like Baywatch was great.
It was okay.
I was not a fan.
See, he just hits and misses a lot, but like one way or the other, I feel like all those movies end up like at least making money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and Moana was only 3 years ago, and Jumanji is getting a sequel. And Jumanji cleaned up.
I like Jumanji.
I did too. So I will say The Rock, man, he just keeps finding these ways to go ahead and keep being relevant, keep turning out hits. Jason Statham, I love that he's just leaning into being like a great derp actor. Like he's just like, okay, like I get that because someone brought up to me, like, what about Snatch? I'm like, how long ago was Snatch? That's the only movie you can bring up. That's 2001, 18 years ago. Like,
well, he did Snatch and then like The Transporter pretty close to each other, and people were like, oh damn, this guy's. That's what I said. I was like, this guy is the new action hero, and then he did about 1,000 of those.
So let me read off to you what he's done since The Transporter. Italian Job. Enjoying Italian Job. Transporter 2, not great. Crank, not great. War, that movie with Jet Li, not great. I like The Bank Job. I actually like
Bank Job's good.
Yeah, Death Race, didn't like that. Transporter 3, Crank 2, High Voltage. The Expendables, I don't like the Expendables movies. Sorry, I just don't. The Mechanic. Romeo and Juliet. Really? Okay. Safe, which I forgot he did Safe. Parker, that movie he did with Jennifer Lopez. Let's see. Homefront. Fuck, I forgot about Homefront. Mechanic Resurrection, which we did review and we did not like that. And then he got into the Fast and Furious movies, and then he did the Meg last year. Which, if you guys have listened to this podcast, I fucking love the Meg. I make no apologies for it. Colin owns the Meg. I think Colin likes the Meg.
Oh yeah, the Meg is great. I mean, honestly, when you're going through his filmography, I mean, like, he isn't much different than The Rock right now.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, the movies are all similar. Like, there's like plenty of really dumb ones, but like he has a huge fan base for a lot of those movies. Like Expendables typically were making money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like The Rock's not making like these amazing great movies. Like he's doing derp roles too. He's leaning into this like ridiculous, like over the top Arnold Schwarzenegger style action guy. I don't feel like that's too dissimilar to like Jason Statham.
So, and that's a fair point.
So it's Hobbs and Shaw get together, and guess what? They don't like each other, right?
Oh, what?
So that's the big shock, and then they are constantly the whole movie is about them rescuing Hattie, right? Who has this inner blood, this virus in her blood.
She injected the virus in her blood, which
into herself.
Which admittedly was like the dumbest, cleverest thing you could have done, because Idris Elba's about to break through that fucking. She's in this car or back in this truck hiding out, and Brixton, because he's Black Superman, is punching through the back of a truck. Which I'm gonna tell you right now, that's when I was like, God damn! I was like, Idris Elba don't play, but. She injects herself so the virus is safe, quote unquote, but she'll die within 72 hours. So then the movie turns into, a big giant, like beat the clock challenge, basically. Which I will say, if you're doing the math, the fact that they would be able to get from like where like that they'd have to get from The Rock would have to get from what like L.A. to London, and then from London to Moscow, and then Moscow to Samoa.
Yeah, didn't they say 30 hours? Is that what you said?
No, 72. Don't they say 72 hours, Colin, I think, till the virus goes off?
Yeah, that's probably right. Which, now that you're talking about it, makes zero sense.
Yeah, like, because you start doing the math of how long...
Like, these flights would be taking a good amount of time.
Yeah, like, there's no way that she would have been dead already. But, so, again, another plot hole.
Which is not... Okay, but we can probably get to the idea that that's not the point of this movie, though.
Oh, yeah. Like, none of these things actually bothered me in the least when I was watching it, but it is funny to look back and be like... Yeah, none of that made sense at all.
I will say there are some things that did go like too over the top. Like,
such as
there was the kind of climax of this movie. There was a big fight. Generally, that whole thing was over the top. But there's a point when they've got Brixton is in a helicopter that's attached to it.
You're about to describe the best part of the movie.
Yeah, you are. Like, by far the best part.
It was attached to like a pulling rope or
big ass chain.
A huge chain that's attached to a tow truck, and Shaw's driving it, and Hobbs is in the back, and he lassos it, right? He lassos the helicopter, and there's a point where Hobbs has the chain attached to a helicopter in one hand, and he has the truck attached to his hand with his other hand, and he's holding steady and even brings it in and wraps it back up, curls it, just muscles it. It's just quite a scene. That's got to be the climax of the whole movie.
And they all have these cars that have these like locking mechanisms so that they can like connect up to the other cars, because obviously everyone needs that.
But they use the NOS. I will give them this. They went through the NOS sequence very well.
there's a solid use of knobs.
Yeah, getting old school with the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it was really funny to see The Rock using the Simone's soldier serum to go ahead and keep the helicopter that close, because it's straight out of Winter Soldier. I was like, or Civil War. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And
when those cars were attaching to each other, I was busting. I was laughing so hard.
I was laughing the whole time. Yeah,
that was just a beautiful scene.
Colin and I, pardon me, were practically each other's like shoulders. We were laughing so hard, like what the.
And
fuck
I was looking over at my brother-in-law Chris, and he just had both his hands up in the air with like his mouth like open, and he just kept going, "What?" I was like, that was making me enjoy it so much more, just like watching him just dumbfounded about he was watching on the screen.
My favorite thing is when he originally lassos the helicopter, Chris just face palmed like, what the fuck are we watching? And me and Colin said the same thing to each other, like, what the fuck are we watching right now that this qualifies as a movie? And yes, it is absurd as hell. But let's go through the action though. So the first kind of big initial action set piece, I'd call it, is where Brixton and his squad basically break in to go ahead and steal Hattie because they figured out she has the virus. She injected the virus in herself. Can I just say that you guys are Star Wars fans? Even stormtroopers would be like, God, Brixton's team can't hit shit, because they're like five. The Rock or Luke and Shaw, Hobbs and Shaw. They're like 5 feet in front of. Shut up.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm getting there. But Hobbs and Shaw are like 5 feet in front of Brixton when him and his crew break in, and they miss every shot to shoot them. I was like, wow, you're really bad with your guns, but okay. And The Rock is like 6'5", 280. Like, how you're missing him just doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense, but whatever, sure. That leads to a scene where Brixton grabs Hattie and is basically just like what would you call it, wiring down, I guess you call it, or
which part?
Like when they're scaling down the building.
Oh, repelling.
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah. And those like repelling rope mechanism things that they throw, or they all jump out, and then the cords shoot off the roof. And then
I think they even shoot first. Like, they shoot them before they even jump out.
That's right. It was
that's
even
a really
more ridiculous.
Good point.
I was like, none of this would ever work if you tried it 200 times in a row.
They're barreling down the side of a building on these ropes that just magically attach to them. And here comes, as you're about to say, Hunter, here comes Hobbs just flying.
Yeah, no, flying. Like, seriously, flying straight like Cap. Remember that scene in Winter Soldier where he just dives out of the plane? He's like, oh, they have a parachute? No, but he's superpowered. So you're like, all right, fuck it. But Hobbs just jumps out of the building, free falling, and starts punching this dude on the way down. While on the other side, Shaw has gone to this elevator, just hits it with his wrist, one button, and it just free falls so he can catch up. I was like, all right. So Hobbs jumps down. Brixton has Hattie over his shoulder. He puts her down, looks up, is like, oh shit, and Hobbs just breaks through. So, in theory, killing Brixton. They break through this glass like ceiling, and then they hit concrete, and they're both just A-okay. Like, and it's just, you're watching it and you're like, oh my god, this is what the movie's giving me. Like, I just need to accept that this is the journey we're going on. I will say though, that leads to a pretty badass chase scene though, and it's funny. I'm gonna compare this movie to Spectre, and the reason I'm gonna do that is because this movie, just like Spectre, has a worldwide organization that we've never heard about in any of the other movies that controls everything. Apparently, it's like they control governments, they control politicians. I was like, I've never heard of these guys in any of the other fucking movies you guys have done, and they just so happen, like, as well connected as this organization is, they can't kill 3 people. Like Hobbs and Shaw and Hattie are just too crafty for this worldwide. They pretty much make them like seem unstoppable, and yet these 3 just keep eluding them. I'll tell you right now, I know something that drove Scott nuts before he even says it. I'm gonna throw it out there, and please let me know if I'm correct. They have to get out of the country. They have to get to Russia, I want to say. Yeah, because they need to get like supplies. Shit.
I know what you're going to say.
And the way they just go, oh well, we're on every like no-fly list, and people are watching us, and Shaw, who I don't recall them ever establishing can hack shit, he just goes, oh yeah, I went ahead and triangulated our cell phones so we're stuck in this other part of the world. That'll buy us 48 hours. I was like, alright. I was like, sure, fine. Like, why am I even questioning you? I apologize. But that one actually did bother me a little bit.
Well, I thought you were about to say when they got all dressed up and then went on the plane. And then they met Kevin Hart.
What? Do you not like Kevin Hart?
Because if The Rock's there, then Kevin has to be there too.
That's true.
They're kind of a package deal.
After Central Intelligence, man, Kevin Hart needs to. Kevin Hart knows.
No, see. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say. I will say one thing that worked so well about this, man. The cameos in this I thought were fucking brilliant. Helen Mirren, we've seen her in the other movie. She's Jason Statham and Vanessa Kirby's mom. She's Queenie. And the fact they're getting Helen Mirren for these fucking movies is kind of insane when you think about it. But I'm sure she's being paid very handsomely well, which is good for her. But and I know I'm going to get shit for this, but it's fine. Seeing Deckard talk to his mom, I don't know, man. I thought it was kind of sweet.
Yeah, no, not really.
Am I on the phone by myself? All right, fine. That's fine. Whatever.
I couldn't have probably cared less about that.
Okay. No, that's fair.
So one part that was like huge, probably biggest eye roll for me of the movie. One of them. I wouldn't go too far, but they make a callback in this movie to Shaw and Hattie, who is his sister, were back in the day when they used to like rob people, basically.
Yeah.
And the little sting that they set up was called the Mick Jagger, and it was like that. So then cut to a little bit later where Hobbs and Shaw are tied up and they're getting electrocuted, and The Rock's doing a great job of acting in that one. He's getting electrocuted real bad, and then so Hobbs has an idea of like, oh, I know how we can get out of this, because Hattie is kind of on the loose. They're working with him, and kind of leans into Shaw as like they're arguing and bickering like they always do. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't even want you in a band. You know what? You wouldn't even be the lead singer Mick Jagger. and Shaw kind of days like shakes his head. What? Oh, we're gonna do the Mick Jagger. Like, oh man, I rolled my eyes so hard.
That's so good, so good.
But like, I'm struggling with this movie because I was laughing through a lot of it, but it's not because it was trying to be funny, but because it was so utterly ridiculous. I don't know. Where did you guys end up falling on this?
Yeah, the thing is, it's so dumb. It's such a fucking dumb movie. Idris Elba, though, man, like that car chase scene we were just talking about, when he ends up crashing through the top of the double-decker bus, which is hilarious, admittedly, but he takes his helmet off and throws it down. He's like, like, he's pissed off. I was like, okay, he actually has some, like, he's really kind of, like, taking this seriously. Like, as seriously as you could take something like this. I love the line. I love the fact that he called himself like, "Look, I'm Black Superman." I love that line was improv. I didn't know that line was improv till a couple days ago. I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, Idris Elba is the classically trained actor, the best out of all of these people in this movie, and I thought he brought it this movie. I thought his physicality. There are some great hand to hand fight scenes, especially at the end that you get. There's one inside of a abandoned Chernobyl site because why the fuck not? that he's fighting Shaw and Hobbs at the same time, and it's a pretty cool like in the back of this truck, which. Doesn't the building fall in the back of the truck or something like that? That's how he gets. Yeah, because again, fuck you. That's why. But I thought the hand-to-hand stuff was really good. And I thought that as far as him being villainous, I thought he did a great job. I loved when he went, oh, what was the line? Genocide, schminicide. When he said that, Colin will tell you, I was mid-sip of my margarita, and I started choking on it, because it caught me so off guard. I was like, damn, genocide, schminicide. Never thought I'd hear Idris Elba say anything like that, but, oh my god, that shit was so fucking funny. Just, dude, they could not have given less of a fuck, and you know what? God bless them for it, because, like, honestly, I really got what I wanted from this. Chris Morgan, who's the writer on this, he's got a, admittedly, kind of spotty, screenwriter history. He did Tokyo Drift, which is not great. He did Wanted, which I actually like Wanted. I was like, all right. He did the Fast and Furious. He did the Fast and Furious reboot in 2009. He did Fast 5, Fast 6, Furious 7. He was a producer on that Mummy reboot, which, and he was a producer on that movie, that movie Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. So he's been around some pretty like higher end, like successful shit, and he's a producer and screenwriter on this. And I thought that a lot of the jokes that the banter, as it were, between Hobbs and Shaw. There's the whole scene on the plane where Shaw just goes, look, you're trying to nail my sister. I fucking know it. Like, stop trying to nail my sister. And Hobbs he punks him so bad, talking about how, oh yeah, I'm not going to make a move on your sister, but she, consensually wants to get on top and ride this this brown mountain. Sorry, I was thinking about myself. Ride this brown mountain for as long as she wants. I was like, Jesus, okay. And Shaw just staring him down like, I fucking hate you. But that scene made me laugh so fucking hard. And there's a lot of witty banter, I think, that works between Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. I think they just have great chemistry. Scott, kind of your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, I think they do have good chemistry. But like, it's not written for him. Like, there's the script isn't there for him. But it was just so. I just thought it was like super predictable in the way that like their relationship would be, where they hated each other pretty much the entire time, and even like we're still giving each other shit, and then like at the very end fight scene revealed some things like, yeah, I love you, brother. It's like, okay. What about you, Colin? What'd you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed the banter, but more than the banter, I enjoyed that there wasn't too many breaks in between where like giant, over the top, ridiculous action scenes were taking place.
Agreed.
So like, yeah, they had good on-screen chemistry in between. The next giant fight or chase scene. And, I just remember like the moments when I was laughing, like watching things go absolutely nuts on the screen, I just was like feeling like giddy. I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe they made this. I love that this is happening. Like, so I mean, those were all the feelings that I really just like remember leaving the theater with, was just like, kind of giddy fun. But yeah, they were. I liked both of them. I liked that, it definitely was like very cookie cutter, like like these two alphas are gonna have their pissing match the whole movie, and then at the end they're gonna be like, we gotta combine our powers now, and then that's the only way we can defeat Idris Elba. And it was definitely predictable, but there weren't too many times where I was like, I wasn't really enjoying myself, I guess.
So I'm happy you brought that up, like them kind of combining their powers, because that leads to the last big sort of like blowout scene where of course they have to get off the map again because they just got out of Russia, and oh man, like where can we go? And Luke Hobbs, who has never really mentioned this that I can think of in the prior movies, talks about how I had a falling out with my family, my daughter doesn't even know who her family is, and I would rather die than go back home. And it's like, oh, where can we go? I know some place where no one will find us. Home. Dun, dun, dun. And so they go back to Samoa, and he talks to Moana, his mom, and basically this turns into Moana in the last third. It's like, all right, like let's have all the Samoan people combine their powers because they're mystical. Let's have them fight the evil invading black man with white people helping him, and it leads to that whole scene where it goes from dusk to dawn to evening, whatever, and it's hilarious because your first thought is, oh, they have guns, so we'll just shoot them, and they have this it's kind of an explanation, but kind of not, because they say the guns are controlled by like a trigger or like a microchip, and that you have to be have the chip in the gun or whatever to actually shoot it. But then Hattie, who they don't really mention being a hacker, but she can hack shit apparently too, hacks their systems and shuts all their guns down.
Everybody on the bad guys, all of their guns did not work.
Yeah, but then that logic would have to extend to the helicopter being tied to the name system, which doesn't make any sense because they're not guns. But whatever, fuck you, that's why. And I will say, I'm not a huge Roman Reigns fan. I'm a big wrestling fan. I really don't like Roman Reigns. But seeing him in this, and The Rock basically Irish whips him towards Roman Reigns, and he spears him. They go like Samoa, bro. I laughed, man. I did. I was cheering. I was like, I know this is goddamn stupid. I know, trust me. But oh my god, I laughed. And you talked about, Scott, that whole thing where The Rock has the chain for the helicopter and pulls it. All those cars, I think, Colin, you'll agree, they end up all hooked together. What happened to those other cars? Did they fall off the cliff, or what the fuck happened to those?
They won. That's what happened.
But I remember the helicopter crashing along with Hobbs' car that Shaw is driving, but they don't show the other cars. I don't think. I think
so. Right after that happens, the helicopter pulls. The only car that's attached left at the very end is Hobbs and Shaw's truck, and it pulls it over the cliff. I think all the other cars are still up there, on the road. The helicopter just pulled it down into the ravine where it was raining at that point at that area of the island.
Okay, gotcha. Now, Colin, you brought up the fact that they have to combine their powers.
Yeah, I mean,
we should just talk about them like they're superheroes, because they don't.
They're definitely superheroes.
They don't abide by the same physics us mere mortals do.
They're both basically just like Captain America's. They both just have insane super strength.
The only thing missing from this movie is someone showing a Physics 101 book and Idris Elba just punching through it to start the movie. because honestly, at least you would have known by then. Like, all right, I know what I'm getting into. But so this AI that Brixton has can do everything. It can like map out like it's the fucking Iron Man tech from Civil War when he's trying to map out Cap's moves. Like he can see what Shaw and Hobbs and Shaw are gonna do before they even throw a punch, and so he's able to just like kick their asses. But then they figure out that even though this AI is so advanced, that even though he's card machine, and even though he's able to like map out like next fight moves and like the trajectory and what's in front of him and all that, if they both try to punch him at the same time, the system cannot keep up. So one of them goes, all right, I'll go to swing, I'll take the punch, and you can hit him. It's like, I got your back, brother.
No, they do. They literally do have to say to each other, like, we're gonna have to work together on this one.
And I remember I was like, oh my fucking god, really? And so you get these admittedly badass slow-mo shots with the Rock will go to punch and Brixton like, all right, I got the motherfucking punch, and like, you see the slow-mo, like the spit fly and all that shit, and dude, oh my god, I was dying, because it's them just like teaming up, fighting the evil man, and so they I won't say it's Hobbs drops that cheese line like, you might have all the tech in the world, but it beats that hard. It was like, god damn movie.
I forgot about that one. Oh man.
Oh my god. And then the mysterious voice is like, turn Brixton off, so he turns off. Like the only thing missing was a game over like sign somewhere in this, and so Brixton's like and shuts down and falls off a cliff. Like hell yeah, just goddamn fucking insane. Like, let's call this what it is. But me and Colin, Colin and I, we were cheering, we were laughing, we were high-fiving, and the last thing I'll bring up before I kick it back to you before we kind of wrap up, Ryan Reynolds being in the shit was fucking awesome. Ryan Reynolds comes in from nowhere as this other tracker who used to work with Hobbs back in the day, and he has the start of Hobbs' Samoa tattoo on his chest, which I thought was just fucking great. And then we got Kevin Hart in this as like a TSA
Air Marshal.
Agent. Thank you. Yeah, and I normally don't like Kevin Hart like at all, and I was like, oh, he's actually really funny in this. Go figure. Outside of Jumanji, he's great in that. But the cameos they had in here really did work, and the guy who actually recruits Shaw, that's actually Peter, aka Sugar Bear from Deadpool 2.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was a great cameo. And then
he lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. And then Eddie Marsan, the guy who the scientist, he was the guy who ran the school. Remember in Deadpool 2 where they had all the kids? That was the professor on that. So yeah, so some cool little like cameos that I went, all right, these guys are pretty fun. David Leitch, who went ahead and directed Deadpool 2, and also directed John Wick, and was a producer on John Wick Chapter Dos. God bless you, sir. You helped bring us 2 great John Wick movies. I am forever in your debt, sir. But he did a great job with this, I thought, directing it. Yeah, some of the CG admittedly does not look as good as it should, but a lot of the scenes that are set up, whether it's the Chernobyl fight, whether it's this fight where they're actually initially getting into the Chernobyl site and they're going through all these guys, like you do, Colin. There's a scene in Hattie's in her apartment where it's like got this like kind of neon light backdrop, and Deckard Shaw's fighting these henchmen who are looking for her, and he hits this dude in the face with a toaster, and I was like, oh my god, like the fight scenes I thought were great in this, and the plot, admittedly, it's it's one ply thin, but it really is entertaining, and in the end, that's what you want. So, getting to my final thoughts here, I just thought this was a blast. It's funny. It's dumb. It's so fucking dumb. And we're all right around an hour, and we could probably spend another 15 minutes just poking holes in the plot and shit where we went, wait a minute, what? I mean, we're being kind of nice here, but I really enjoyed this. I'll buy this when it comes out. The experience with Colin and Chris would make this a fan-fucking-tastic alone, but since I am judging this as a movie as well, I would be comfortable telling someone to see this, like, Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock, catch a movie, get dinner afterwards, and just kind of laugh with some friends about it. So I'm going to give this a B+. That's what I'm going to land on it. So yeah, B+ for me. Colin, kind of your final thoughts and your grade, sir.
Yeah, this movie's pretty dumb. But I, just found myself really enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, the director does a good job of directing action scenes. They're all over the top and ridiculous, but that's kind of what I was looking for when I was going into this movie. I was like, I'm gonna slam some beers. I want to just watch some shit get blown up. But yeah, Idris Elba was really good. I liked Vanessa Kirby a lot in the role too, playing Shaw's sister. It dragged a little bit. I thought the movie was ending, and then they were like, "Oh no, we're going to Samoa. There's a ton of movie left," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, I probably would have given it a better grade if it just kind of ended right when I thought it was ending, because I just started looking at my watch a lot, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we got a little bit here." All right, let's go get some fucking Samoa tribal spears and shit. But then thank God we got one of the most amazing cinematic viewing experiences of my life when.
Hell yeah!
The Rock is dragging a fucking helicopter by a chain, reattaching it, while all these cars are coming up Mario Kart style, linking up. Oh my god! I was just the I wish I could just give this movie a G for gratuitous, but I don't know. It's a G. No, it's really stupid, but I had a fun time, so I'm gonna give it a B.
B. All right, that's fair.
Is my turn?
It is. I'm a little afraid of what
let her rip,
give.
Scott.
God, am I gonna be the highest one on this?
Probably.
Yeah. I thought Colin had a B+ with me, but that's okay.
We've been over it. And there was a point where I was kind of self really reflecting on it mid-movie, thinking about that I was actually laughing and that maybe that was because I was having a good time. And I think it was because it was just so ridiculous. And we've been over a lot of it. I do, I understand, the what you're getting into here. It's not a big shock. There's going to be huge explosions. But, I feel... I was just unimpressed with a lot of that stuff, because even sometimes the explosions, they would just drive a car into a building, and the building would explode. It was... you had it lit off like a nuclear bomb inside. I think when you drive a car in a building, I'm pretty sure it just makes a hole. But
no,
I'm not. I'm not trying to nitpick on that stuff, because I get it. I get what the movie's about. But the shit the Mick Jagger thing, or when they look at each other at the end and hey, we gotta come together on this one if we're gonna win. God, so It was so I just can't fall in the category of having a good time, because it was dumb. It was so dumb. It was a really dumb movie. And
are you going C+ on this?
No, I was gonna give it a D plus.
Oh shit! Seriously?
This is so dumb. I was rolling my eyes through like all of it. Idris Elba was like probably the best part, along with Ryan Reynolds, who's great in everything, by the way. I didn't have. It wasn't the fact that like I knew what to expect, but when movies don't try, when I feel like a movie isn't even trying, then it's like, okay, then fuck you. Then I'm not going to try to have a good time in it if you're not even going to make the effort to write some script that like even some way like comes together and it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like, whoa, like this, if this thing was an hour 30 and like whatever, like do some big explosions. I don't know. I'm done ranting. That was dumb. It was a really dumb movie.
D plus. Damn, I'm shocked. I thought maybe C minus, but D plus. Damn. Okay.
I laughed really hard at how dumb it was, though. So I mean, take that for whatever you want. I mean, they're making millions of dollars off this, so they could give a shit about what I say.
Damn. Okay, so let me ask you this: would you watch this again, like if it was on cable?
No.
Damn. Okay, that's fair. I think that's a D plus then. That is completely fair.
I just noticed on the poster in the top right, they actually have the helicopter being held on by the chain on the truck.
They do.
Yeah, they're clear.
Oh my god, they do.
They clearly were very proud of that. I love it.
I do want to give you guys some credit because if I was sitting in a theater with you guys, I probably would have enjoed this so much more. So
yeah, if I would have saw this by myself, I probably would have given it like an F or something. Yeah. But it was just so damn fun.
Yeah, we'll have to see if there's anything good playing when we're in San Diego, because that would be fun if you said stupid.
Yeah, live.
Yeah, for sure.
But
we should find something where no one's in the theater and just live review as we're watching it.
Like do like a Mystery Science 3000.
Yeah, do a little Mystery Science.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. But oh my god, I'll tell you right now, like if Best Buy does a Steelbook 4K of this, like no shame in my game. Hopefully it's just a giant, like it's just a giant car. It just says Hobbs H&S on the license plate. But yeah, man, I had fun. I can't believe I'm the highest one on this. I thought Colin would be closer to me. But it's fine, whatever. But
there's no way I could put this in the A range. I just wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror.
So that's why I'm like splitting the difference, because like I said, the experience alone would be a fan-fucking-tastic.
Right.
As a movie, this is like,
hey, everyone, if you can love a movie and it's not going to be like win an Academy Award, you know.
Oh yeah. So I'm like cutting the difference because I feel like on like by itself it's like a C plus B minus, but the experience of the fan-fucking-tastic, so that's how I get to my B plus. Because it's like I get if someone tells me I never want to watch this again, I feel like that's fair, but I laughed a lot, so what you gonna do? But guys, Hobbs and Shaw, have you seen it? You should. Let us know what you thought.
Hobbs and Shaw's, check them out.
Dude, you know that. So apparently, the rumors they've greenlit 2 sequels.
Oh no, my god!
No,
that's the rumor.
I'm already excited for Hobbs. I may never watch this movie ever again, but when number 2 comes out, I will be there opening night.
You guys need to take back your reviews right now because you're perpetuating this awful thing.
What? I'm sorry. Did you say awful thing?
I mean, people are getting employed. It's about the economy.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I will be first in line to give them my money for Hobbs and Shaw too.
No, it was so great. Like there was like a week-long period where me and Colin kept sending like texts or videos just chanting Hobbs and Shaw. Like hell yeah, I'm excited for this. But yeah, this lived up to every expectation for how dumb it was going to be that I had. Like, it was dumb. I got to give the movie credit for this. It was actually dumber than I thought it would be. And I thought it would be really dumb, but it was somehow dumber. And I
Colin,
really
would
do
you
mean
agree with that? Was this dumber than you thought it would be?
I mean, I thought it was gonna be pretty dumb. So it was pretty close to how dumb I thought.
Scott, what about you? Dumber for you?
It was way dumber than I thought it was gonna be. And that's how you get your grades right there.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. But guys, have you seen Hobbs and Shaw? If you haven't, you should. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. You can go ahead and like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. You can follow us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Okay, I'm almost done. SoundCloud, Spotify, Podbean, and now on Stitcher at The Real Pineapple. Make sure you're able to subscribe there so you can go ahead and be the first to know when our new reviews come out. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at
Nearmanthefirst.
You can follow Colin on Twitter.
TheReelOneal.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll have reviews up this upcoming week for what are we seeing Thursday, Colin?
Oh,
Hobbs and Shaw.
Derp the Explorer.
Yeah, Dora the Explorer and the Lost City of Gold.
Colin, just keep an open mind, all right?
Yeah, my mind is open to the idea that I'm gonna fucking hate it.
I can't. So, oh god, I can't. So I will say the screening we bought tickets for, shocker, not one other seat is full.
Now, which seat should we sit in? Huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I can't believe I said
yeah,
yes to this.
Well, because honestly, my thought was, I don't know which looks worse, like me going to see it by myself or me going with my friend.
Yeah,
Like, I feel
I'm
like
gonna wear a trench coat.
Oh yeah, do that. Like, that would go over
Yeah,
super well.
the parents bringing their children are gonna love it. They're like, yeah,
Bring
funny
it.
joke.
Bring extra candy just in case anyone else wants some.
You know, I'll bring candy. I'll bring a rag with me that's like wet. Does it smell like chloroform to you?
God, it's like what?
Like, we have that. But, God, that's gonna be so bad. So, God help us for reviewing Dora in the Lost City of Gold. God, I cannot believe it's happening. If you would have told me 3 years ago I'd be reviewing a Dora the Explorer movie, I'd go, get the fuck out of here. But here we are. So, we'll be reviewing that, and we'll also be reviewing The Long Shot, which I'm actually excited to watch that. Colin's watched it. I have not, so we will watch that and have a review for it. But, guys, thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Meow.